Okay, hi. I'm Devin. I'm the facilitator for this week. I guess to restate the date, it's February 8th. We started this second portion at 2:30 Arizona time. We are team number 3. Have I covered it all, I believe? Okay, cool. What about you? Chris.
I am Chris, the recapper.
I am Kelsey, and I'm the host.
Laura, the submitter.
I'm Sundance, the jokester.
I am Tiffany, the challenger.
Perfect. So how do you guys want to go over this this assessment? I know it'll be fairly quickly. I want to do that, but not sounds, you know what I mean, not not breezing through it. But should we just read everything out loud and discuss what their comments and what do you think?
I'd say we read through it all and then we just discuss at the end.
You want to discuss
around in the group?
Well, they've got 4 parts and the conclusion.
Yeah, I agree. Reading it section by section, just so we address everything that we want to address.
We do one section and then give our thoughts on it afterwards. That way we're not like lost on like, okay, on section 1 I thought this, on section 2 I thought this at the very end.
I agree with that. Do we want to go in alphabet? I know not everyone will get to read, but should we just go in alphabetical order just for ease? That sound good? All right, Mr. Chris, do you want to start number 1? Assessment
Sure.
of team learning.
Assessment of team learning. Members seem to hesitate when wanting to share thoughts. There was confusion about the assignments. Everyone worked well together, which shows the team members were learning from each other's thought processes. So it looks like from this one, there's 2 negatives and a positive. My thoughts on that, I don't want to say nitpicky, kind of nitpicky, a little bit. I mean, if that's all they could get, I mean, that's pretty good, I think, in our part.
I feel badly because it's hard to disagree because you're not viewing it from an outsider, from a third party. But I don't believe that we're hesitant to share our thoughts at all. But that's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I think I can kind of see where they're coming from on this, because that, if you think about the video that they were watching, was that video where we were all confused about the
Charter
agenda.
video.
Yeah. So
And we forgot the assignment.
That's a good point, Casper.
So yeah, so I can see how they can think that, but I think that we did really good addressing those issues like directly after. I mean, with the adjustment of the agenda and the clarity, I think we addressed their concerns on this point.
I agree with that.
We had our risk plan set up.
Yeah. What about you, Sundance? What did you think about those comments?
I think it's fair. We were lightly confused. I know I was. I wouldn't say that we were hesitating. I think sometimes we were maybe still getting into the rhythm of our alphabetical order. So kind of like Tiffany said, like I think that those are fair assessments, but we're also working on addressing them. But I agree that we work well together.
I thought the comments were kind of very high level, so they didn't really give any details to where they saw that confusion. So I think the feedback could have been a little more specific, like what we did with calling out the names. But I do agree that it was fair. That was not our best meeting.
I agree with Kelsey with I know that we kind of hesitated with our, do we call people out in our feedback, and we decided that we would, and I'm so glad that we chose to do that, because this feedback, and I'm reading through it and I'm like totally internalizing all of it, like, oh my god, I did that, or like I do hesitate before I say stuff, and so I was taking it all personally because they didn't make it any more specific.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I definitely would have liked to have a little bit more specifics, just even if it was all me, I want to know, so, I can improve.
Your cat's a little invasive there, son. But yeah, I agree with you guys about the comments. Yeah, I think when I'm thinking about all the videos we do in general, but you're right, we need to address the specific video that they are reviewing. All right, any more ideas on that? Any more thoughts? No, good. Okay, well, I'll go on with expression of ideas. So they said that the team is relaxed and all are willing to help each other through the notes and work. Throughout the meeting, nobody got upset or stressed with each other. Some interruptions talking over between team members. There should be a better transition between team members to avoid long silences. So, what do we
So
agree with?
this, well, I mean, they kind of tied two together. Some interruptions talking over between team members. Wait, no, I'm sorry. There should be a better transition is kind of with hesitant, like to share things possibly, because we're waiting on, oh, is Chris done talking? Like that hesitation type of, it wasn't like a, I don't know what to say hesitation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great point too. It does tie into the first one. We did realize we were hesitant to share our thoughts because we were kind of confused on what we were supposed to be discussing.
And I think we've also addressed like having a better transition. I think it was at Laura's suggestion of leaving a little space for feedback and really allowing others to reflect on our answers. So even though that these are fair, I think like we've grown a lot since that meeting and really improved.
I think it's interesting that they said something about stress as well. Nobody got upset or stressed with each other. And Dr. Chanley had said something about that as well, like we aren't stressed or it isn't visible. It just kind of makes me curious what others are experiencing.
Yeah, that's what I took from this too, that brought it back to the whole, we're not stressed. I was like, that's probably because we're working well as a team. We're doing really good as a team.
Definitely.
You know,
Yeah, but
actually
there's-
reading this feedback. Sorry. Oh, sorry. You wanna hop in there first?
No, you go, Tiffany. I wasn't saying anything too important.
No, what you say is always important. But I was just thinking that this specific feedback to that video that they're talking about, if you kind of think about it, I mean, that should have been a high stress situation for, I don't know, other types of teams or anything, because all of us were pretty confused, but we ended up helping each other through it. You know, everybody was so great. Nobody was like, you know, oh my God, nobody knows what's going on, and everybody's on different pages. But you know, we held it together. So I think that, you know, actually interaction between all of us was a really defining moment. Like it kind of helped us to get where we are, even though, you know, we had that kind of like miscommunication together.
Exactly, Tiffany. I agree. And I think we're all willing to be vulnerable and admit that we're confused. I think that helps a lot.
Okay, I can read the next one. So I just read over this and I feel like it's not their feedback. They just kind of copied this. It says utilizing and minimizing inefficiency. Start with a punchline and then add personal thoughts. Time management is a needed area of improvement. Technical issues are something to be prepared for. Role identity needs to be more clear. I feel like this didn't really address how we could improve. It wasn't really feedback, it was more taken out of the textbook rather than direct feedback to us. So I don't have many comments on this section.
This one I felt was totally aimed towards me because this is the one where I kept dropping off and had to join on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, it's all me.
But Laura, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Totally
yeah.
for that.
No, but that's showing you're prepared though. So that's what I didn't totally understand. You had your phone ready to go because yeah, you did expect the technical issues, you know, to be happening, and you were prepared to work with those. So it wasn't just like, oh, what am I gonna do? So,
yeah.
So there were some, but you know, they were worked out very well.
And I didn't understand the role identity because I think that we've been pretty good with our roles and sticking with them.
On that point, it might be my fault. Oh, sorry, because is that the video where I called Chris out about Challenger? I think it may be.
No, I don't think it was the charter video. That wasn't the charter video, right?
Oh, no. Okay. Okay.
That was when we were writing the charter and we missed the assignment. And
I
Lupe
think
fiasco. Sorry.
I think I also disagree with their comment on this one, technical issues. I mean, you can only be so prepared to a point. I mean, if the power were to go out or someone's internet were to drop, I mean, how are you going to prepare for that, really?
You're supposed to have generators with you at all times, just in case.
I have a contingency plan for that. I am 2 miles from my store.
I think that we were prepared, but a technical issue is exactly that. It's a technical issue, you know? It's not like there's anything that you can really do about it. So I kind of agree with Tiffany there. Like, I think all of us are understanding when there's a technical issue, and that's really all that we can do, you know?
Yeah, definitely with our text group as well. We always address it immediately. Are there any more comments on that section? Any other?
I just wanted to add that, Devin, I think you hit the nail on the head that it's more important for us to be like ready to help each other than it is to be like actually prepared for every single technical issue that might come up.
Of course, because that's not that just doesn't make sense. But I think we all know that. Okay,
so I'll go through number 4. Examples of quality work and successful standards. Team has good dynamic and everyone is willing to help each other even when there is confusion or disagreements. Bullet point 2, team members do a great job checking each other and keeping themselves in line throughout the meeting.
they're great comments.
I think it's kind of what we were saying from the previous one, like Tiffany and Devin were saying, like, if there's a technical issue or if we're confused, like, that doesn't frustrate us and we're always willing to support each other through it.
Definitely. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I think we're really good at that as well. Does anyone else? Sorry, I did leave quite a big gap of not speaking right there. Does anyone else have any more comments on that? Can you hear that text sound coming through? No, okay, good. Yeah, anything else? We good? Should we move on to the conclusion?
Yeah, I can read that.
Nice.
Team members seem unsure at times, which can leach to other members, causing others to question their answers and recommendations. That was a hell of a sentence. Being confident is extremely important in a team environment, and without confidence, it can lead to confusion. Everyone seems to want the same end goal, so don't hesitate and hold back. Be more fluid and allow everyone to say what is on their mind. In all, everyone worked well and showed that people were listening intensely, which allowed for no repeats and demonstrated members were learning from each other. Be sure to follow the agenda. It is beneficial to look through the agenda before the team meeting to be prepared for things such as icebreakers and to be more time efficient. Try to minimize distractions prior to or during the meeting to increase engagement. Allow time to digest feedback of other members, as this can help clarify any questions. Allowing others to share their insights to help integrate together to achieve the team goals was something Team 3 did well. The team is overall very positive and motivated. This behavior is contagious. Keep up the positive attitude. The team is very open and honest, and do not let vulnerabilities get in the way of asking questions when members simply don't know. This ability to be open will allow them to advance their learning.
I feel like these are things Dr. Tranley has told everyone, and it was kind of caught. Does anyone else feel that? I just feel like I've heard these things before.
I do. I kind of wish we got more in-depth feedback just so we could improve. Based off of all of our readings, I felt like the readings kind of told you have to be more specific without being so direct. I feel like it would have helped us, but I do feel like they roughly touched on things, but I think that's because we're looking into what they said rather than it being specific. I'm glad we got a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah, that was great. That's great that they made sure to add that. One thing I feel bad, I know I'm starting off with negatives a little bit, but we try to minimize distractions prior and during the meeting. I don't think any of us have ever done that. Had any distractions? Maybe Chris's beautiful baby will pop in for a second, or a cat will meow.
I don't think that qualifies, as a distraction.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one thing that did seem like it wasn't really for us, but of course that's my perception.
I like our confusion, to be honest. I like the fact that nobody's coming in saying how it needs to be done. I like that we kind of feel our way through everything because I mean, I think that it kind of helps build trust, and we're kind of maneuvering through it together, and we're open-minded and we're willing to listen to each other. So I was curious that they said that, but I'm glad no one comes in like overly confident.
Yeah, Laura, totally agree. I feel like we're kind of figuring it out together as a team, which is really awesome. It does really build that trust that you were talking about. But also, Kelsey, I agree with you. I wish I mean, the positives are great. You know, I love that they love us, but I wish there was a little bit more.
Seems a little cookie cutter.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like call us out. Like, let us know. What's your feedback? You know? I do like the specific piece. There's like one piece that's kind of specific. We showed that people were listening intensely, which allowed for no repeats, and demonstrated members were learning from each other. So I did like that because I think that's a good point. Like, even if you're sixth in the line, a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, I liked what Kelsey said. I liked what Chris said," and sort of call back to previous people. So I do think that that's a strength of ours, like actively listening.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I agree that we don't, what am I looking for? We don't like regurgitate what others are saying. Like, I don't say back, oh yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. This and that and this and that, and it just sounds like a regurgitated version of what the person in front just said. So that definitely is a plus.
Okay, so are there any more comments on this? Yeah, I'd like to, like I said, I like the positive feedback as well, especially that they noticed that we're very positive and motivated, because I think that's one of our greatest strengths. All right, any more comments? Oh, sorry, Laura. Go ahead.
I'm curious to see how everybody feels about our feedback that we gave based on the feedback that we received. Were we too specific? Were we too harsh? I mean, what did you guys think as you read through their stuff versus what we sent to the other team?
Oh, they're gonna hate us.
Oh, well, Dr. Chanley on the phone just now, she said that she just watched our feedback video. So I think she's gonna give us a comment. She said she didn't say anything bad. She said, you guys did really good. So.
Well, her big thing is holding people accountable, and that's exactly what we did, and that's something that she stresses a lot, is holding people accountable. So if they're not going to hold themselves accountable, we're here to do it for them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Laura. I was like, oh my gosh, were we, lack of a proper word, savage for calling out the vaping and everything? Not that I disagree, we did it, but I was like, oh, okay. I wonder, they probably weren't too pleased with that.
Well, if they had, yeah, if they had watched our actual discussion video about that might have been kind of savage.
We
toned it down multiple
times. Yeah, we did tone it down. We weren't trying to be mean, because I mean, I guess it's mean, but it was true. Like, it was like true mean things. Like, it wasn't like made up mean things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes it better. Like,
I think the point is it wasn't purposefully mean. We were honestly trying to be helpful.
I think it was constructive, and I will say, like when Kelsey was saying, they didn't really give me an idea of how I could have done this better. Even when we were like, that is the most annoying thing I've ever seen, we were like, what if next time you did this instead? Like, we gave very constructive, like buildable feedback.
And they didn't give us any, well, they kind of gave us some constructive things. Like, it wasn't they did it a little bit different. They put their constructive things in their conclusion. Like, if it would have been throughout, like whenever they had a negative, they had, but you could do this, or like, you know what I mean? Kind of something like, I liked how we did it pretty much. That's all I'm trying to say.
I love that, Chris. Okay, and what about, here, let's move on to number 4. if everyone's, what, any other comments? It could be about anything. So any other comments, discussion points for today? No, all good. I feel
Well,
like
quick
everyone-
comment. We passed the halfway point, guys. Yay!
Woo!
I know, I saw she was like, modules are open for the remainder of the class. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I
Okay,
froze up for a minute.
oh. Okay, I was just realized that we were that far too, and it was surprising. Any questions for Dr. Chanley? Did you think of any, Chris? I know you had something on the tip of your tongue.
No, not yet. It'll
No.
come to me though.
Me too. I'm going to be honest. I feel like I might be texting you guys a little more this week because of the interview. How did this meeting go? Or any changes that we would make?
I think this was great.
Great. Okay. I will not be going to a Starbucks ever again to do this.
Maybe not that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially when there's drug addicts screaming in
I
the
will be
background.
going to Starbucks after this.
I don't want to see Starbucks again today. I've had it.
I'm done with that. I feel like our world revolves around Starbucks, all of us, in some way or another.
The siren is always watching. Just remember that.
Wait, who was Siren?
The symbol on the cup, the girl.
The siren's
my
always
God.
watching you. There's very few places you can't
Oh.
go without having the siren watching you.
And I think another meeting, Laura, you were drinking Starbucks. Yes.
All of you guys.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, I had the cup with me a second ago. Oh my God, it really is taking. Okay. Any changes for the NACAS? We addressed that. No, not really. I don't think. So if we're going to review the instructions for the next meeting and set up roles and dates and time, I think we've all done that. All of
Yeah, it
us
was
have-
handled in the interview
Definitely, yeah.
meeting.
I definitely agree. Okay. Are you guys good? Are we all good?
Yeah. See you
Good with
guys
everything?
next week.
See you. Have a good weekend. And enjoy your birthday, Kelsey.
Thank
I love
you.
this love this
course.
journey for us, guys.
I love this one.
Happy birthday, Kelsey.
Yeah,
Thank you.
happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. That was such an ugly bye. Okay.